What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 10, episode 11. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I am not going scene by scene. We just going to go ahead and talk about Trisha and all of her shenanigans, and then we're going to talk about the beef between Nell and Letitia. Okay? Trisha. First things first, y'all. We actually see her have another session with Dr. Francis, right? Now, y'all, this is only session number 2, even though she going around telling anybody who will listen how great therapy has been going for her. I'm like, girl, you haven't even scratched the damn surface of your issues. You had one meeting, baby. Like, yeah, you made a tiny bit of progress, but we got a lot more work to do. Like, you would have thought that she has been in therapy for 6 months the way she going around telling anybody that will listen. Besides that, so Dr. Francis, he says he wants to dive deeper when it comes to Trisha. And of course, she tells him about visiting her parents' gravesite. And then she goes on to let him know that, her and Marquez, they are not divorced. However, they've been separated for around 6 years. Now, Dr. Francis, he's like, okay, you got kids? She's like, yeah. And then she goes on to tell him that, oh, yeah, but I do have a newer guy in my life. And he's like, okay, well, what's that relationship between him and the kids? Y'all, she goes on to tell us this whole thing about how the kids, they seem to gravitate towards him way more. She didn't expect that from her kids. And she kind of low-key feel like they attached to him a bit too soon. And it made her jealous. Now, she says that the kids stopped asking her for stuff and started asking him for everything. And her retaliation would be to say slick little jokes and comments to Ken, right? Now, Dr. Francis is confused because it's like, okay, so who are you mad at? Are you also mad at the children because they like him? Or are you just mad because the kids don't need you anymore and they're going to him and he's supposed to be this good guy? So, I can't lie, y'all. I'm so confused by Ken and Trisha's relationship. I am so confused. And the reason why I'm confused is because let him tell it. When he at the house and Trish is big mad, the kids be treating him bad too. So I'm like, okay, that's one thing. Also, that timeline is still a bit sketchy because I'm like, Trish, when did you even invite him to see your kids? When did y'all get so involved? That's what I want to know. How long has he actually been around the kids? So, another thing that threw me off is that Dr. Francis is like, you do a lot of self-protection. Which is true. She does seem very guarded. But at the same time, y'all, I'm just kind of like, I don't give a damn about how she felt when she let Ken come into her family fold years ago. Because the nigga been around for like 5 years. I honestly don't care about none of that. I don't care about you being jealous of him when the kids ask him for shit. The real reason why Ken kept telling your ass to go to therapy is because, number one, the way you be treating him. And I feel like the root of that is he is tired of you denying him when it comes to this marriage. Ken wants to be married to Trisha so bad. She ain't moving fast enough with that damn divorce. And even if she does get the divorce, she has never said that she is going to marry Ken. Like, can we figure out what that is? Because I low-key don't care. Actually, I high-key don't care about how your kids used to go to him for stuff and not you. But also, I kind of feel like, were the kids just using Ken because they knew that they could get stuff out of him that they probably couldn't get out of you? Because let's be completely honest, kids can be very manipulative, right? And I don't mean in the sense of them being like nasty or mean. I mean in the sense of, oh, I know you're trying to impress my mama. So if I say, can I get, $100 for some sneakers, you probably going to give it to me because you want to impress my mama. You know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, y'all, we're going to move right on past this. And we're going to slide back on over to this other conversation that Trish has with Ken, right? So they meet up and she talks about how, she needs to open up to him more. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this storyline now? I am so confused. Like, I feel like there's absolutely layers when it comes to this Trisha and Ken situation. But her going on to tell him how she used to be jealous of him. Like, girl, I don't care. Why did that nigga walk out on you? That's my question. Why did he choose to leave you? What was that argument about? Because y'all know, Kid has been down for Trisha when everybody has told him you shouldn't be. So I want to know, what was that breaking point that he decided to leave? Let's talk about that. But we want to talk about some jealousy that you had 5 years ago. Girl, bye. Moving on from there, y'all. We got to get to Letitia, because baby, girl, you are something else. Now, when we started the episode off, we had Trisha meeting up, or should I say Tisha meeting up with Trisha because she came to her house or whatever. And they just kind of talked about the whole situation that happened with Nell. And what's crazy is that in the confessional, Trisha is like, yeah, I see some similarities between me and Nell when it comes to anger issues. I said anger issues. Girl, what are you talking about? Like, y'all literally approached this lady at her little party, her little event that she threw for y'all, to come at her on some bullshit. Are you okay? What was her response supposed to be? So, according to Tisha, she wants to invite Trisha to Bessemer, right? She want to go back to her hometown, as if that's really a field trip anybody want to go to. And according to Trisha, she's like, oh, I can't make it because we're going to be taking Xavier out to Miami for his birthday, right? Keep in mind that she said that, right? Because later on, when the girls actually go on this damn trip to Bessemer, why did Letitia say that Trisha had to work? I said, what the fuck is that? Like, what is going on? Just lying to lie. But nonetheless, while Trisha was trying to rehash how she felt, we also saw a clip of Nell and Chris talking. And all that I gathered out of that was she can be cordial with them heifers, but at the end of the day, she gonna keep her eye on them. And I don't blame her because they don't like her. They really don't like Nell at this point. So moving on from there, we have this field trip to Bessemer, right? We got Kimmy, Tisha, and Destiny. Here's the thing. They're all supposed to be popping up on Wanda because, she got her food truck, right? Okay, fine. So, of course, what do they do when they get together? They want to talk about the whole confrontation that happened between Nell and Letitia and Kimmy. Now, everybody is swearing that Nell was yelling. But, baby, in this damn conversation, y'all, everybody's yelling, especially fucking Letitia Scott. Y'all, Letitia talks so loud to me. Like, I'm like, girl, what is going on? And I understand projecting your voice, but not only did her shit get high-pitched, she just be loud. Like, this whole scene, I'm like, all of y'all are loud, but y'all was talking about Nell? Child, please. So, in this conversation, basically, you have Destiny. She's being like, yeah, because, Kimmy, you practically had to beg her to come outside and talk because she didn't want to talk to y'all because she knew this was about to be some bullshit. Like, I don't understand what the issue is. I would be hesitant to come outside and talk to you all as well. What are we talking about? So, what threw me off is that Tisha, she basically says that she's going to stay in a child's place because Nell is her elder. I said, okay, so now you want to do the ageism thing? You want to play her to the left because she's older than you? What is going on here? But, baby, this is all a game to Letitia because she has decided that she's going to get her mama involved. Another thing that I wanted to point out was the fact that Letitia feels like all of this started because Chris was talking about her husband. Hold on, girl. Because you are the same person who tried to confront her husband, getting all in his face, waving your fingers and all of that in that man's face. Your own husband told you that you was wrong for that shit. So I'm not even understanding why you feel like you were justified in confronting Chris. Everybody basically told you that your ass was wrong for the way you did it. And you don't see no problem with it. That's fucking weird. So then, Destiny, she again is messy because she's like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you the part where Nell says you need to worry about that other lady. Y'all know the lady that Martell had brought into this whole situation. And I'm just like, Destiny, you already see where the situation is now. Why the fuck are you bringing that up with your messy ass? She's so fucking messy. And I'm just like, Destiny, we literally see how you are and how you operate. I absolutely know that when it came to Mel and Martell, your ass was being messy as fuck. Every time Mel said something, I'm pretty sure you went back and told Martell. I am pretty fucking sure. Okay? So, at this point, don't bring up that other lady, because you already know Letitia and Kimmy, they definitely never want to talk about it, okay? She don't want to talk about it. She want to change the subject. Oh, well, Destiny, what you got going on? We don't care about what Destiny got on. According to Destiny, she talking about she about to do a movie. Girl, what are you doing? You selling candles. You in the warehouse. According to you, now you making movies. What happened to you doing real estate? Like, Destiny, you are all over the fucking place. My God. Just a mess. Moving on from there. So, I almost forgot. Destiny was saying how, like, she thinks Will is nice. However, at some point, she does feel like she's going to interact with Twan because he's going to help train her to do this whole boxing movie. And I'm just like, this is so cringy. And Destiny can absolutely date whoever that she wants to. It's just cringy because all of these niggas is on the same show and kind of in the same group. Not so much as a friend group, but they all know the same niggas. Like, I don't like it. And I feel like she continues to make it a point to say, all because she's dating them doesn't mean that she's sleeping with them. And yeah, that is very well true. But also, at the same time, I feel like the same way you keep yelling to the rooftop that all because you're dating them, you not sleeping with them, baby, you can't be mad that Lance had a baby on you. And it sounds so fucked up, y'all, I know. But you can't be mad at him when y'all wasn't even exclusive. Y'all wasn't fucking. Y'all wasn't exclusive. Like, girl, move around. Moving on from there, the girls go see Wanda, right? She had her food truck. And here's the thing. In this scene, I said, Tisha, baby, you have not changed it at all. Since season 1, baby, you ain't changed. Because how many times have we seen her mama come out the woodworks to come attack somebody on Tisha's behalf? Well, baby, Tisha's setting it up right now. When I tell you she went to go run to tell mommy, this lady's being mean to me. That's the vibe that I got. Because according to Tisha, she says that, I can't really argue with Nell because she's my elder. And, if you come at your elders, then you won't live out all your days and all of this stuff. And I'm just like, oh, baby, I can't wait till the fucking reunion. Because I know Nell is probably going to go in on your ass. I'm pretty sure. That's the first thing. Letitia is basically telling her mama every inch of the conversation that happened with Nell. So that way this can rev her mama up. We got to rev Wanda up. So that way she can be ready to attack. Because now Wanda is like, yeah, because when I'm coming back to Huntsville, you want to come at my baby? I'm like, yo, baby. Letitia is a grown-ass woman. Hell, her oldest child is an adult now. What the fuck are we talking about right now? Letitia should be able to handle it. Now, Destiny thinks that this is a horrible idea for Wanda to get involved in this situation, and it absolutely is. But Letitia, she want her mama to talk to Nell so bad. So then, here goes Wanda. She trying to diss Nell and Chris, talking about Nell need to worry about her own marriage and all of this stuff in the confessional. But here's my thing. What's crazy, though, is that Wanda calls out Destiny. Because she was like, oh, wait, so you're the bone carrier, right? And she's like, no, they had their own bones before, this even happened. Now, the way Destiny explains it, that is very true. She did not know that they were already cool. That they had already made up. When she went back to go tell this and that. But at the same time, I'm just kind of like, Destiny, you are the bone carrier. That's who you've been this entire time that you've been on this damn show. Girl, just stand in it. Just stand right on in it, okay? So, after that, Letitia made it a point to repeat the fact that Nell said to keep her name out her MFing mouth. And I'm just like, again, everybody got that from Will Smith, but girl, I guess. So, Kimmy is like, you didn't even have to say that. And in her confessional, she's like, when it comes to Tisha she's definitely trying to like set her mom up to do her light work. I said, light work? No, baby, this is her dirty work. This was not light work for Tisha. Because the way she set it up, she want her mama to go full on attack mode, okay? And I'm just like, Kimmy, I wish in that moment you would have stepped up and been like, all right, Letitia, enough. Like, well, let's not have your mama and Nell get into it. Because you already know both of them is going to cuss each other out. Be so for real. So then here goes Tisha setting herself up for the fucking okie doke because she's like, yeah, because she wants us to be more transparent about that video. Baby, you know your mama messy as fuck and she eats off of shit like this. So what does Wanda do? She's like, so what did y'all think about that video? Yeah, baby, she's asking the same questions that Nell asked you. And she's directly asking Kimmy, like, what did you think about it? And she's like, well, I just thought it was ridiculous and I don't believe it. And Wanda, she's like, okay, so you didn't take any of that into consideration what this lady said? And she's like, I mean, I asked him, does he know her? Y'all, Kimmy is standing on the fact that she don't think that Maurice cheated on her, okay? But also, my problem with Kimmy is that she thinks that Maurice would never cheat with a woman like that. Y'all, I don't even know what that lady looked like. Also, this happened some years ago. The lady may look different. She might have been slimmer then. I don't really know. But my whole thing is, Kimmy sits up here and thinks that her husband would never cheat on her with some woman that does not fit her standard of beauty. And I'm not trying to be mean, but like, that nigga would absolutely sleep with a lady that's not that pretty. No offense, look at Kiowa. Kimmy, you may be the best looking thing he ever dated. Be so fucking for real. Like, also, Kimmy, the way your self-esteem is set up, baby, I don't think you want to really go back and forth about this. Now, according to Wanda, Kimmy is in denial, right? And she gonna be down with Maurice no matter what. I said, yeah, we know that. Especially at this point, we know who Kimmy really is. And of course, Letitia, she wants to change the subject, right? And, she tells her mom, like, we don't care about none of that. And Wanda's like, no, Marceau said he don't care. I said, clock it. Because you already know, Marceau had already told Tisha that there's nothing to worry about, and she believed him. Child, this is a hot mess. And I just kind of feel like this episode was definitely lacking. But I feel like a confrontation between Nell and Wanda, baby, that would be real interesting. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. What the fuck y'all think about Trisha and Ken? Because I'm so over them at this point. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about all this drama. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.